Hey there, this is Dennis Anyone with Dennis Hensley. It's a podcast about making things up and making things happen. I love talking to creative people and entrepreneurs, people that are making things happen. And today my guest is JP Batista. He is one of the owners of Noho Gym. It's a new neighborhood gym, relatively new in my neighborhood. It's very gay. There's pride flags out front. When you go in, they're playing Confessions 2. I mean, it's that kind of place. I started going there recently, and I just became enchanted with it. And also, JP was one of the main forces, probably the driving force, behind the recent Toluca Lake Pride Fest that happened in Toluca Lake, a neighborhood in Los Angeles. And it all came together very quickly, but it was fabulous. I went to that as well. So even if you don't live in LA, his story of being an entrepreneur and having a dream and going for it and learning from it, and just the pride flag story alone is worth a listen. I love talking to people that are, taking chances and making things happen and making a big difference in their communities. And that's certainly what he's been doing at Noho Gym. I've just started going there recently, but I love it, man. It's a vibe. Even the towels smell nice. Anyway, before I get to the interview, I want to let you know a few things. I'm going to be part of this Live Love podcast cruise with my pals Derek and Romaine, and you can go on it with us. It's February 7th to the 14th. In 2027. You can learn about that at dnrtravel.com. Also, this podcast is brought to you by me, so if you want to support it, help me cover my expenses, go to dennisanyone.net, leave a tip in my virtual tip jar. It helps me cover my expenses. I always appreciate that. I also have a Substack and a Patreon called Dennis Hensley's Happy and Gay, and it's a spinoff of this podcast with a little bit of happiness insight at the end. I hope it's insightful. I don't know. Stuff I'm interested in, and you can learn about that at Patreon or Substack under Dennis Hensley's Happy and Gay. And right now it's free and it's fun. All right. And finally, I am hosting the Mismatch Game at the Gay Lesbian Center on Friday, the 28th of August at 7:30 p.m. Listen to this lineup we have so far. Mark Samuel, Danny Casillas, Jackie Beat. Who else have we got? Melissa Peterman from Reba is doing it. It's going to be great. So you can learn about that on my Instagram, which is Dennis C. Hensley. You can also go to LALGBTcenter.org. And also Julie Brown is doing it. Julie Brown came on board. So that's all happening. Enough of the plugs. Here now is the interview with JP Batista. Join me now from North Hollywood / Toluca Lake. You're right there in the middle. It's JP Batista. He is the co-owner of Noho Gym, my new favorite place. And he also produced this amazing Pride Festival a few months ago that we're going to get into. And welcome to the podcast, JP.
Thank you for having me. What an intro.
Well, there you go. Well, I think you're doing something really cool. And the way I first heard about your gym, it's a kind of storefront, really cute gym to work out on. I saw those gay flags flying in front, and I think I saw a show you were in, Die Hard the Musical. Is this right? Or Die Hard? And there was a big ad for the gym, and I'm like, that place looks cute, and look at all those gay colors. I'm going to check this out. So were you in that show, or did I dream all of this?
No. Die Hard, I was in. I work with the Troubadour Theater Company.
Right.
Every Christmas, we do a show together. And they're just so silly and so creative. And they were like, hey, we're so proud of your gym. Let's use it. And so the year before, they just kept throwing in Noho Gym. And no one in the audience understood it. Like, it was just an inside joke where everyone on the stage was laughing, but no one in the audience got.
So they were just throwing in little plugs for your business in the script? Yeah.
But so silly. Like, even our curtain call, they said, all right, now let's give it up for our group fitness instructor, JP. And we're like, why would you throw in group fitness instructor? And it was just silly. So it was an inside joke. And then this year, I talked to them before because I wanted a lot of publicity. And I said, hey, I want to do an ad. And if there's a way for me to do an ad, even small, let's have a little bit of publicity is better than none. And so they were so supportive, and they said, yeah, we'll do a little ad for you, JP. Oh my gosh, maybe we could get more people to buy ads, and that'll be good to help build for the program. And so I was all on board for that. Cut to rehearsals got super fast and super quick, are busy. So we didn't really have much time to come back to the program until it was done. And then in the back of the page, you just see a full ad for Noho Gym.
That's where I saw it. It worked. I am proof that it worked. And I was like,
so
this place looks cute and I like those gay flags and stuff. So I am now going there. I started going there a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, I wonder how different it will feel to go to a gay, quote unquote, gay gym. Maybe it'll just feel like the same kind of gym. Maybe it's a gym, you know. So I go there. First of all, there's an adorable dog running around named Joe, who's your dog, who's so cute and fabulous, if I may use that adjective. You're playing the Madonna Confessions album, but a remix version, not even the one over the counter.
Yeah.
And there's guys in there and cool chicks, and the guys' shorts are just a little bit shorter, fit a little bit better. And I'm like, I'm home. 2 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, this is it. This is right. This is the right. These are the vibes I want.
We do have a good vibe. Yes, we do.
So was it a dream of yours to always have a place like this? Talk to me about the decision to open it.
So the decision to open it is, of course, it's always been, I mean, my heart was, yes, in musical theater, but I wanted something more consistent and a paycheck.
Yeah.
I wanted a paycheck.
Yeah.
So then I actually started getting super busy with my personal training, where I was training at 2 other gyms, and one in Pasadena and the other in Sherman Oaks, which is a big distance between the two. And I got super busy in Sherman Oaks to the point where I was the first one opening up the gym at 6 a.m. and I was the last one closing the gym at 9 p.m.
Wow.
And I was just so not drained, but I enjoyed it so much. But I would come home and just be like, I have so many ideas I want to do for this gym. And my husband was the one that said, why are you putting so much effort into a gym that's not yours? Like, let's look into the possibility. So I thought it was going to be a 5-year program or something we would like talk about, and it would happen way later. But everything spun super fast, and maybe it's just our personality together. Like, we just get creative and we're like, okay, we're going to do this. And we started looking at loans. We started looking at locations. And honestly, I was doing Die Hard. The place that we're at, it's the irony behind you mentioning Die Hard is so funny though. I was doing Die Hard coming down Magnolia Boulevard. I found a place that I really enjoyed the corner view of it. And then got off, looked in, because it said for lease on the window. But it was a banquet hall, like for weddings or and birthday parties, just a small hall.
Right.
And so I said, oh, you mean like for lease to have your gathering or your celebration? Right. So I was like, whatever, that's not for me. Got back in my car, drove home. And again, kept doing that drive because I was doing the show in Burbank and I live in Toluca Lake. Well, about a week later, I drive by and I keep looking and it's a brand new lease sign. I'm like, that's so weird. It's a different lease sign than it was before. And so I pull over again and it's empty. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Let's just look into it. We called the landlord. We saw it the following week. We looked at the space and I said, all right, well, let's look into loans and let's figure out how this is all going to work out. And yeah, I mean, everything lined up together from December up until when we got it, which was in February, was the whole I guess the timing to get everything approved and get everything figured out.
Wow. And to get all the equipment and everything in there. When did you officially open?
So we opened April 1st, April Fool's Day.
Of which year?
Of last year, 2025.
2025. All right. So you've been there over a year and some change.
Yes.
It's really cute. So once you have your place, what are the touches that you're like, if I ever have a gym, I'm going to have this and this and this and this and this? What was like on your wish list for those little touches that make something special?
It's crazy though. Everything changed because my mind was, okay, I appreciate my clients. My clients appreciate me, and we're going to have a cool little bonding community. And so then I was like, I know my equipment's going to be like a Frankenstein piece from Facebook Marketplace and just piecing it all together. It's going to have a bunch of different colors, but at least maybe the floor is going to match. The roof is going to be painted color. At least we could figure out a way to make it kind of match.
Right.
And so when applied for our loan, we got denied for the 100%, and they only gave us 50%
of what
and
you
I was
needed.
like, oh, this is not going to work. Yes. And so I was like, oh, it's not going to work. I don't know how we're going to be able to purchase stuff because I know how expensive it is and not have a security behind us. So then I was just like, okay, well, let's just look at it. And we started doing more research. Finally, we found a company that, Extreme Training Equipment, and they were able to bundle items together. And so it worked out perfectly because everything matched.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Everything looks good.
Now we're good. We're matching.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, small, and we'll just make sure we get figure out what the neighborhood wants. And it's funny because when we first started our business plan, we thought classes were going to be the way to go. We thought maybe something similar to like a Barry's F45 or Orange Theory, of just where a bunch of people could come, pay for the day pass. We make a lot of money that hour, and then they go away. And so people started asking us about memberships, and we were just like, oh, that's not what we want to do. We're just doing personal training and classes. And so that was out of the options for us.
Right.
Well, a month in, we realized that classes were just like, you had to have a bigger background or a bigger following for the classes, but the neighborhood wanted a private gym.
Right.
And so we just, okay, we're going to start letting a few people do memberships. And then the membership option grew. The classes continued to get like small and just like private training, basically. And I was like, all right, well, I'm super busy with all my clients from personal training. We have a bunch of clients who want a safe space to be. And then we realized this is what our new model is. It's going to be a community gym that is very boutique, but also welcoming. So that way you don't feel like you're waiting for equipment. You don't feel like intimidated by people judging you, and you don't have to wait hours to get your workout done. You just get in and get out.
I love it. Well, that's the vibe that I picked up on there. What surprised you having opened it? What's different than you thought it would be?
You know what? I took a very, very strong stance with the flags. I have 2 pride flags in the front.
Yeah.
And everyone told me, hey, maybe because you're on Burbank, or you're close to Burbank Boulevard, which is a bunch of gun shops, you may want to put at least one American flag up. Or they said, hey, it's awesome for the gay community, but maybe there's not enough gay people to help you run your business, and you may turn off the typical straight woman, typical straight man, or just those who don't feel like it's a place for them.
Right.
And so I was very, I guess, confused, just trying to figure out how do I want a welcoming space, but I also want a queer community to know that this is their house and this is their home.
Right.
So when you know that they've been the ones who have been pushed away from homes, and they're the ones being attacked, and like our community is at risk.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, this is where my heart is at first. So I really want to take care of my community first. And then let's see, of course, we're welcoming to all. So after I switched the flags to be Pride that week, I had 3 females, ladies come in, and they were just like, hey, I love this. This is my allies. These are my people. I'm an ally, and I totally support you. And I'm excited for this gym. I saw that flag and I knew I was safe to come in. And I'm like, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, I mean, it just secured the idea that, like, you know what, stand up for what you believe in. Stand up. There's so many other gyms out there. And literally, you could Google a gym in our mile radius and find probably 4 others that will work for you. But knowing that this was a gym strictly focused on a gay community and welcoming all, that it was going to be the place. Right.
Because when I've been in there, there's been a mix of women and people like that. It's that same vibe of like, I want to go to a nightclub and feel safe. And like,
yes.
So I totally get it. That makes sense.
But I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You mentioned Joe.
Yes. Joe the dog.
I love my little Joe dog. I enjoy having my poodle there, and he's not. I've been to gyms that have dogs, and they're like big pit bulls, and I'm like, that's scary. As me, who even works at that gym, it's scary. But having Joe, I I literally have been waiting for a whole year for one person to say, I don't like dogs, or I'm not going to join this gym because you have a mini poodle. Like, I don't know why. I'm waiting for that one person to kind of attack Joe as the reason for not joining, and just be like, okay, maybe we need to like hold Joe back or put him in a little like leash and hold him back. But everyone loves Joe.
He just runs around and he's so sweet. People roll on the ground with him and stuff. Has he ever gotten in the way or like gotten the weight nearly dropped on him or anything like that?
I do understand when it gets pretty busy, I'll figure out a way to like keep him tight. But he's also kind of aware of what's going on, and he'll get hit once or twice or like kicked by accident. And he's like, okay, I'm going to move over here. Yeah.
But he has a sweetness and a freedom. He has an exuberance that really is on brand for what you've created.
He thinks he's a human. Yeah. And I love the fact that like he has the strongest back legs ever, because he has to stand up and hug everyone's leg with his front paws. And I've never seen a dog that really stands as much as Joe does.
I love that. I will say that the flags mean something. Like the other day, I take a second of video every day as like a diary. And it's called 1 Second Every Day is the app on my phone. And the other day I came out of class and I was like, oh, I'm going to get a picture I'm going to get a zoom in with the flag. They mean something. So when you were like, do I do this or do I don't? I love that where you came down on that and what you learned from it, because it's right. If you take a stand, if you refuse to be ashamed of something you're not ashamed of, there's power there. That's something, an idea that I've been exploring in different ways this whole year.
It's so true. I mean, and there's like, unfortunately, as the American flag has also turned in a little bit like of a stance as well. I felt it really wasn't standing for us, the community. And I was like, I not that I'm against America, but I just feel like right now this flag, we need color. We need more colors than 3.
Yes.
The red, white.
Yes, I agree. What do you wish someone had told you before you embarked on this? Is there a lesson that was like, oh, okay, I learned that the hard way?
My lesson, I would say, I wish that someone would have told me that, like, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Like, continue to don't be discouraged, because there will be a bunch of obstacles that come up, and there will be a bunch of problems that you think, okay, this is the end. I honestly thought the first place we looked at and we were rejected because the owners decided to extend the lease of the current tenants. I was like, okay, we're done. No, well, all right. Well, we didn't get 100% of our loan off request. Okay, we're done. Like, you have to figure out a way to continue to go if you believe in it. Yeah. So someone would have told me, like, don't be discouraged, keep going and find more options. And the second was that don't believe your friends are going to move with you to your new place, which I love all of my friends. I love my trainers and my coworkers that I've met in the past. But in my mind, luckily, when I was doing my business plan, I did not think I'm going to get these 5 trainers who are my best friends, and they're going to start at my gym too. And already I have my income plus 5 of their incomes, and it's going to be amazing. Like, you can't rely on anyone. Yeah. And literally, if they were to ask me, hey, would all your trainers move a mile away to train at another gym, I know deep down, not all of them would be okay with that. Yeah. So,
they have their own lives and their own routines and their own.
Exactly. And they don't want to, they either want to walk to the gym, they want to drive, or just like it's out of their way. And that's something that you need to just believe in yourself, and don't take that into your equation of that's the kind of income I'm going to get. It's a brand new journey. Yeah. You're going to meet new friends, and you're going to end up having your new clientele. Yeah. And it's okay. It doesn't mean anything about your friends. It's just, it's scary. It's scary. And everyone wants to be supportive. So they'll tell you, yeah, I'll go with you and I'll be there too. But the truth of the matter is they probably won't.
Yeah, that's interesting. You did something else remarkable a couple of months ago, maybe a month and a half ago. You threw Toluca Lake's first Pride Fest. And Toluca Lake is a little area in Los Angeles. It's in the San Fernando Valley. It's one main drag with businesses on it. And then there is an actual lake, but apparently you have to have a rich house to even see the lake. But you decided kind of last minute to do this. So talk to me about the decision to do it, and then I'll ask more about like the specifics of it. But you just decided I'm going to do a Pride Fest in my neighborhood.
Well, it's funny because when we first started the gym, we wanted to join the Toluca Lake Chamber of Commerce. We thought, okay, well, we need some support from our community.
Right.
Let's join the Chamber of Commerce and see what happens. And it was in April, so around the same time, and I talked to the president at the time, and I just said, hey, does Toluca Lake do anything for Pride? And they said, well, there's a little bit of like a hesitation on that, and no one's really stepped forth to take on that project. But if you're going to do that, I mean, we would probably support it, and you should probably talk to these 3 people who would also be on board. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, life got in the way, and I forgot it, and Pride happened, and we were just super busy. But cut to April again of this year.
April
this year. We were so excited to celebrate our first anniversary of the gym, and we saw a big group together, and we said, yeah, well, we're gonna do so much stuff for Pride because that's kind of like our big celebration. And we started with the Dodger event, like Out Night.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, let's group up together of people to go see the Dodgers. Well, it was 40 people who signed up, and I thought it was going to be 4. So, like 40 people, we ended up getting a private party bus to take us.
Nice.
And up until the day of, like, we kept adding more tickets. And we're like, okay, this is so big. And none of us watched the game. We were so busy just having fun with each other.
Right.
I don't think any of us wanted to, like, none of us wanted the sports. We just wanted to hang out.
Right.
So it was a great party. And because of all of that publicity, Gelson's reached out to me and they said, JP, we love what you're doing for social media. We love how Noho Gym is constantly talking about what diets to have, supporting their members, highlighting members or new members. And there's just always something interesting on your social media. Like, can we collaborate? And I said, yeah, let's figure out, well, I don't know, what can we do? And my mind went to summer's coming up. Maybe we could do like a cool summer series of every weekend we do a free yoga class or a free workout in their parking lot because they're brand new. And so I said, maybe they'll be on board with that. So I presented to the general manager. His name is Brian. And Brian said, yeah, that's really great. Like a 6-week course of new members coming to Gelson's. That's awesome. And I said, great. Well, now that I have you super supportive, let me just run something by you. What about a Pride event? And he said, yeah, okay, of course. And I said, no, like really a Pride event. Like, do you think
like
Gelson's
a street,
would be
like
on
a
board?
street fair? Yeah.
No, at first first, because they had this rooftop, I was like, maybe we'll just get a rooftop together of like 100 people. And I said, can Gelson sponsor it? Because I thought, you know what? The city's small, Toluca Lake, 100 people. I'll be lucky if we fill that.
Yeah.
And so he said, absolutely. And he kept pushing that. He was just like, yeah, we're fine. And I said, no, I need you to talk to corporate and find out if corporate is okay with it.
Right.
And going to give us the okay. And because I'll go to town and I'm going to plan this and I'm going to get it going. He said, JP, we did this when I was a manager in West Hollywood. We did this when I was a manager of Long Beach. It's fine. And I said, yeah, but we're in Toluca Lake. He's like, don't worry about it. Start planning. We're good. Well, that took the front row seat of my project. And I said, all right, let's figure this out. I talked to the 3 people that Toluca Lake Chamber of Commerce introduced me to a year ago. And I said, what do you guys think? They're like, let's do it. So automatically we went to town, and in 28 days, we were able to get so many people on board to sponsor this event. The first day that I talked to Brooke from the HOA, Toluca Lake HOA, I told her what I wanted to do. She sent me an email the following day with 5 people willing to already donate maximum amount of like what we were asking. We didn't know what to ask because we've never done a street fair. So we're like, we're not trying to make money, but like maybe we'll have a $250 option, a $500 option, and I guess $1,000 because that'll pay for, I don't know, the blocking of the street. And so, yeah, with that happening, And then we had vendors starting submitting their forms that they wanted to be a part of, even though I hadn't asked for vendors yet. And I'm like, we can't do this on the rooftop. This is absolutely too big. Okay, let's go for the street. So we went for the street, and we just started figuring out how we were going to close the street down. It's already less than 30 days. And if you have to ask for a street closure, minimum is 30 days.
So how'd you swing that? Did Joe the dog charm the people? Or
Joe, it's funny because everyone asks me like, hey, how did you do this? How did we make this work? And honestly, I'm going to say our event was surrounded by love of wanting to support love and showing that love is love. The city council and councilman Adrian Nazarian and Nick Schultz were already confirmed. They said, what day is it? We're going to be there. And I said, okay, are you sure you're going to do that? So like, yeah, we're going to take care of the permits. And I'm like, okay, we're less than 30 days. It's okay. We're going to take care of it. I'm like, all right, cool. It was even up till 3 days before on the website. It said pending, like for the street fair.
Right. Right.
Like the street fair pending. It said pending.
Yeah.
And I reached out to Adrian. I'm like, hey, I love that you guys are confirming. I love that you say you're going to be here, but your office has not approved my street fair. So I don't know how that's working, where you said you're going to be there, but you haven't approved the street fair. Don't worry, JP, we got it. We're going. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then we got then we got a bunch of vendors, and we had too many vendors. So we're trying to figure out what areas we're going to take over of the parking lot for Gelson's.
Yeah.
They were okay with that. And then on top of that, we thought it's a party. We should have alcohol. So I found an alcohol supplier. We were going to town. We were all excited. And they're like, yeah, I need to talk to the American Bartender company and just get that permit approved. Well, that permit also needed 30 days. So, and you need a signature from a sheriff and the LAPD to sign off on it.
Wow.
So then the sheriff is calling Toluca Lake members who they've worked with before, and they're like, "Hey, what are you guys working on? What are you doing? What's this like Pride event?" And they're like supporting JP and just being like, "JP's a good guy. It's not what you think. It's not going to be something crazy. It's going to be a cool event." And the sheriff was the one that signed off for it and said, "Okay, I'll sign off for it." And he did for 1 week, like 1 week signed off and was totally supportive. He actually showed up and spoke to at Pride as well. And I was just like, you know what? All of this worked out because it was out of love. And it really was, how could we support one another and make this work?
Well, I went to it.
Awesome.
I went to it with friends, and I ran into so many friends that I knew there. Somehow we all had heard about it, and we all wanted to check it out. It had this really sweet community feel, and it was small, but it also was like, this is big for what it is. You know what I mean? Like it was all the vendors, and there's drag queens doing bingo and music, and like I was like, and I said hi to you that day, and I was like, you pulled this thing off. It was kind of amazing. Was there a moment where you're like, oh my God, this worked? Where you kind of took it in and it hit you that you did it?
The moment where it hit me was we were setting up the flags before. We bought this huge, huge flag that was in front of Gelson's, and the video is still on the Instagram. And it's 27 feet by 17 feet.
Yeah. And
we hung it out from the apartment complex. And I was like, okay, this looks amazing. This looks awesome. And then when more and more people started showing up, we had these balloons in the front entrance that were just like the dancing tube men that you see at a car wash or a car dealership. I bought one for every color of the rainbow. And right when I turned on the first one, I think it was red, it just went up, and I was like, okay, this is it.
Right. It was like,
it was just like the celebration, almost like energy through that body of like someone who's dead and tired to boom, let's party.
To something suddenly aroused and standing straight up. So fantastic. And
you know it.
Where did those end up? Do you still have them? You keep them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they store pretty small? Are they big?
They are in a box of like 2x2. I would say 2x2.
Really? Okay, that's good to know. Right. If we all feel like investing in those. I hope you plan to do it every year, because I was like raving about it to everybody that I could talk to. So it was so fun.
You know what? We had 2,500 people, over 2,500 people show up.
Amazing.
Everyone's asking about it again. Everyone continues to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm nervous that now next year it is going to have a little bit more of like reserve, because now they're going to expect the 30 days up front, which is fine. I'll do it.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. But I know for sure that like, I know there's also a huge group of the community and people who wanted to participate and want to be a part of it for next year.
Yeah.
So I already know it would be bigger.
You're going to need a bigger space. Did it make you feel proud that you pulled that off?
It did. It really did. And we wore our proud t-shirts, and just to have, I mean, I because of having so much support with it, it's so crazy. I never went to my booth. I had a booth there, and I was like, oh, I want to meet JP, and they're like, oh, he's not here. He's running around. I just trusted my friends with it. My friends were working the booth, and I never told them what the prices were for the gym, how much the shirts were, how much the hats were, what we offer at the gym. Like, they were just like, yeah, I'll be here and I'll support it. I'm like, good. You're taking care of. All right, great. I had my other friend do the MC on stage. Yeah. I trusted him because he's done audience warm up before, and he's a great MC. So I'm like, you're good. You're taking care of the audience. You're fine. I don't have to tell you anything. The drag queens, they knew what to do. I didn't even have to check in on them. Sure. Like, everyone was taken care of and knew they were going to problem solve and make it amazing. Yeah. So there was nothing for me to really check in with. I think I'll be a lot more organized in the way of like, hey, friend, all right, so you're going to be at my booth from this time to this time. You could have a pee break at this time. Yeah. This is how much we're selling stuff for. But I think those are the things where you really just trust your friends, and you trust that, like, everyone's really there enjoying themselves and having a great time. Yeah, it had a great spirit of what it felt like Pride. Because a lot of times the bigger Pride festivals, there's so much alcohol, people are messy, and it's parking and it's expensive. And this was like, it was like the heart of what it's nice to feel at that time. I want to talk to you about gay people and fitness generally. There's a pool party that I go to every year, it seems like. And you'll go one year, and there'll be a guy there that you've met before, and you're like, oh shit, he's gone all in on his body. Holy shit. And he's got the little speed or whatever, and I'm like, he's all in on his body, and you're like, wow, that's cool, and I'm jealous, and I love him, and I want to touch him. And then a couple years later, he's like normal again, and you're like, oh wait, shit, I guess you have to keep doing it. Fuck. And do you know what I mean? I'm like, is it even worth it? Or like for that moment in the sun, or what is it? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but there was another guy there that was so all in on it that he was on posters and all that shit. And then the last time I saw him, he was like, he looked good, but it wasn't that, but he had a boyfriend, and he was like there in the pool. And like, I think it's the long game of fitness and health and feeling good that I'm trying to get at. Because it feels like even if you go there and you're spectacular, it feels like 2 pieces of pizza and it's all over. I don't know. But, I mean, that's the truth about it. I think it's more being in this industry enough and understanding the way the gay mentality works. Yeah. And actually being a dancer, and also having that like body dysmorphia growing up. Like, it's one of those things you know that what people present online is not really who they are. Right. And so there is that of like, people are constantly jealous of like, oh, wow, you're always in a Speedo. Oh, wow, you're always like traveling and over the world. But like, you have to remember, no one is ever going to put that they're having a bad day. No one is ever going to show you how bad, or you get the opposite, where it's like constantly just like so much negativity, and you're like, I need to space away. Yeah. But I mean, what I like to focus on is when people come in, it took so much courage already for that person to step through my door.
Right.
And what I want them to do is build that confidence and understand that it's not the guy in the Speedo that you want to be. It's the confidence in your body that presents, I'm going to wear the Speedo in the body I'm in, and you're going to accept it for who it is.
Yeah.
And it's understanding that, like, what you see sometimes is a project of, like, bodybuilders when they're at 7% body fat or even less. It's for a competition, and it's not sustainable. And you'll understand that they will eat the huge calories right after the show because they're, like, wanting to go back into time and wanting to go back into, like, the normality of their bodies. And if you're unhealthy for a long time, you will start noticing some bones breaking. Your, like, organs start to fail because it's not sustainable. So being able to introduce that to everyone to say, hey, your body's gorgeous. You are gorgeous. Let's focus on confidence and let's build that. It doesn't matter how much you work. You're not going to be that person. You're going to be the best version of yourself.
Right. Right. But you've probably seen all the dynamics of it. You know, what the healthy parts of it, the less healthy parts of it, the parts where people don't feel good about themselves and they feel like they're not enough.
And that's a part also that what I wanted. It's funny because when you think of a gay gym, I kind of wanted to go towards the marketing aspects of Barry's Boot Camp or something Equinox. Right. You know, let's show the abs. Let's show the sweaty bodies and the hot Speedos. And as exciting as that is, I felt when people would come into my gym, and I would take this as an insult at first, they're like, what I like about your gym is, like, no one's really, like, super in shape here. And I'm like, like, what? You don't have a bunch of those hot like strippers. I'm like, what? What do you mean? But it's like, I know
what they mean, having been there. They're not the professional perfect person. Yes. People running around.
But then they say, and that's why I come here, because I know you're for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yes. But you know what? And that's a blurred line because you don't know where does that fall in regards to your goals. And as someone who wants abs or someone who wants to shred a lot of weight, it is possible. It is sustainable. And you could be a healthier version of yourself. But let's not look at someone who doesn't even have your body type as your goal, because no matter how much weight we lose, their bone structure is different and we don't have that. Let's look at a better version of yourself.
Yeah. Now,
so that's what I'm trying to go for.
You mentioned your husband, Leo, and he was my favorite yoga teacher for a while. And then he was done teaching yoga. And I was like, you can't be done because you are my spiritual rock. And he's like, no, I've had it with that shit. And I'm like, no, he was over it. So what would it take to get him to maybe do a class once in a while at the Noho gym?
You know,
a petition? What's it going to take?
When you burn out, you burn out.
You burn out. All right.
I don't know. He loves it. It's growing. I think we would have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him, but I love seeing him when I go there. I've always enjoyed him, and I'm not going to bust his balls, but I do love his class. And he would always say gorgeous. That's what he would say when you would do a pose. Does that have to come up in your home a lot? Like when you're making a nice dinner or whatever?
When he started teaching so much yoga, I always thought he was super zen, and he would beg me to take the class. And in my mind, before knowing how awesome yoga was, I'm like, Leo, I only have an hour to work out. I'm not going to go to your gym, and I would tell him, I'm not going to go take a nap in your class. And then,
that Shavasana shit. That's a waste of my energy.
So I did. And then I would have to take it because, as a supportive husband, you do things.
Yeah.
But I would crack up because, yes, you would always hear gorgeous.
Yes,
gorgeous, and I'm like, oh my god. But you know what? I'm the poster child for hot yoga because I love the way it feels, or even kind of like fit yoga.
Yeah.
In those hot rooms. It's just detoxing is super important, but we need to get him back in. I think
once in a while, like a pop up, as the kids say. Anyway,
you know what? Once we have an actual group fitness room, I think he'll find his way of like, all right, I'll teach one class,
right,
and we'll see if we can get him back in.
What do you think of GLP-1s? Because I started taking one a few months ago. And
Okay.
it's been like kind of life-changing in a way.
Are you doing the pill or are you doing the injection?
Injection. Yeah. And I don't know how long I'll keep it going but I had a job where I could kind of afford it, and I'm not mad at it. What have you observed?
One.
Tirzepatide?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of them. I've done
Interesting.
a lot. I really wanted to jump on board to understand what's going to be the side effects that you get.
Yeah.
How is it going to feel in regards to training?
Yeah.
And how are you to benefit from it? So I think it's a miracle drug for people who are struggling with that weight.
Yeah.
And they already start like cutting down corners from their meals, and they're just still not seeing the results. There's a big miracle drug for that, because it does shut off the noise of food.
Right.
So that way they're able to lose the weight. And once you start losing the weight, then you feel better about yourself. You start working out more and things start turning together. And I jumped on board. For me, I was on the GLP-1, semaglutide.
Yeah.
The first one that I did was semaglutide. And I started noticing my shoulders were popping out. And
you're not mad at that. You're not mad at that.
Like, she's so skinny. No, but it was good, but I was losing muscle.
Yeah.
And
that's a thing too.
Like, I'm not hungry, and I'm not eating enough to sustain my weight.
Yeah.
So this is an issue. This is a problem. So I tried on some other ones, and right now I'm on retatrutide.
Oh, I've never heard of that. It sounds like ratatouille, but it's ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
And that one has helped out a lot with maintaining my muscle mass.
Yeah.
So yeah, just understanding how I've had clients who go on testosterone with it, and some have loved the benefits of it, and some have also felt like the mixture is too much on their stomach, where they're having issues. And so it really is something you have to not purchase online and not purchase from someone who just claims they know.
Yeah.
Like I have a client who works at our gym, and he's a doctor during the day, and on his side hustle, he does med spa. Yeah. And he is such a genius when it comes to it. Has all of the peptides available. Yeah. And he's just really, really smart. And I get to see all my clients who are ready to take on that journey go through it. Yeah. And they're having amazing results. I just had a client lose 50 pounds, and because he just started on it, and he's been doing amazing. So it's really just changing the life of fitness, and it's really helping people see more results with the body. And of course, just like everything, you could overuse it. Yeah. Where your stomach starts acting up, or you paralyze your stomach. You hear those stories of they paralyze their stomach, or they went to a party and they went to the restroom everywhere. Like, there's just, you have to understand what your body's going through. There was one that I took that in a way, not paralyzed my stomach, but I was thinking maybe I was drinking too much. And in the morning I'd be like, oh my God, like that wine really just like did not sit well in the stomach. But I took 2 weeks off of the peptide, went back on it, and that next morning I felt it again. And I said, oh my God, this is the peptide. It has nothing to do with the wine. Yeah. So bring on the wine. Let's drink it again.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I love it. I really think that they're doing some great work. And it's a shame that the doctors are not really pushing it for the health, and that it's not getting faster approved by the FDA. Yeah, for more people, the people that don't have the money necessarily. That I just remember like a few weeks into it, I woke up and I was like walking my dog, and I was like, oh, all my dreams can come true now. Like I just had this shift in my head about something. I don't know if I imagined it, but I think that thought was sort of connected to the way it made me feel or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's an interesting journey. And I think that's a funny thing that you mentioned, because there has been, and I've seen it with every single one of my clients who's on it. And I'm sure they'll find a relation to this later. Being a gay gym, you have a lot of sober people. Yeah. You have a lot of people who enjoy drinking, a lot of people who are sex addicts, and just going through their normal struggles, right? Right. Gambling, spending money. Not only have I seen that this drug will shut off the eating habit, it also shuts off the addiction habit.
The compulsive stuff.
Oh, for sure. People who drink a lot are not drinking as much. And people who are very depressed will notice that, like, hey, this is really, it's setting me in a cool way. I don't feel as down.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing to hear these stories because I mean, you said it yourself. Being able to be happy and change your energy is awesome. And it's a daily struggle that people deal with every single day. So anything that's going to help you maintain a better lifestyle and a healthier lifestyle, I'm for 100%.
I love it. I think it's interesting and important for you to know what those things do because it's part of your business. It's changed the landscape so much. I think people that, even if you don't live in LA, you should follow the Instagram of Noho Gym because it's fun, but it also is like, look at this cool entrepreneur doing this thing for the community. It's very fun. And your Instagram is just Noho Gym, right?
It's at the Noho Gym.
At the Noho Gym. Excellent. Do you enjoy the social media part of it? Do you get into it? Or are you like, oh, I guess I have to do this?
No, I love it so much. There's moments where I want to be super silly with it.
Yeah.
And then there's moments where I feel like I post too much.
Yeah.
But, social media, it's kind of, I see it now like the stories where you could skip it if you don't want to see it. You could unfollow if it's too much, or you could take a break. But there's so much good that I'm wanting to focus on with the Noho Gym and also Pride Fest. Like even we gained 2,000 followers in those on the social media of Pride Fest.
That's how I knew about the Pride Fest. I think was following your social media.
From social media.
I think that's where a lot of people showed up.
And I didn't want it to die there. I was like, I'm not going to open this again in next year. What can we do in the meantime? And I'm like, I want to be able to find review or give reviews to the areas of restaurants that support us. Yeah. Those who don't, that we should be aware of, or not give our money to. You could give your money to whoever, support whoever, but you should also know who you're supporting to.
Yeah.
And then also just knowing like, hey, it's Thanksgiving and we're going to find a way to celebrate it all together. We're all going to meet in the park and do a hike. If you want to be there, let's go and celebrate. You're not alone. You have a community that is going to continue to do stuff and you get to enjoy being a part of it.
Yeah. Has anyone found love at Noho Gym?
Ooh. Well, maybe.
All right. That's good to know.
They fell in love for the gym. How about that?
They fell in love before the gym, but they come together.
They fell in love with the gym.
I think I'm in love with it. I mean, it's new. It's more of an infatuation at this point. It's very new. I have one more question for you, but tell people anything you want them to know about how to find you, what the website is, etc.
The website is www.nohogym.com. Social media is at the Noho Gym. Same thing with TikTok at the Noho Gym. We love to just find a supportive group in Los Angeles of people who want to feel supported and want to just ask any questions about fitness and in regards to fitness. But also we're opening up a little bit more of a wider base by creating more YouTube channels that we can work out online on demand, and also just continue to reach out to gay communities in the area. I really want to find a way where we could support. If you're going to New York, these are the 3 gyms who are gay that you should go support. Yeah. There are 2 other gyms in Florida that you should go check out. Just knowing where the community is and how you could support these businesses.
Building community. I think I have a number of friends in my life, dance teachers, people like that who get joy from that. And it seems like you're that kind of a person as well. The name Noho Gym. Did you have did you have gayer names involved, like Ramrod Gym, Manhole Gym? You know how gay bars always are kind of like naughty that way? Yeah.
So I wanted my name because I'm just a narcissist. No, I wanted the fame. And then my husband was the one saying like, no, you can't have that's just such a turnoff. And I was like, fine, but like, what are we going to do?
Tell that to Barry's boot camp. His name
exactly. Come on.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you're not that person. So let's find a gym that works for everyone. And I'm like, all right, well, what can we do? And it happened very fast because he's like, well, let's search North Hollywood Gym. I was like, Noho Gym, that could work. And I was like, okay, that's your first guess, whatever. And so I kept thinking of stuff like, what's faster? North Hollywood Gym. And I was like, that's too many, like, it's too long. And then I kept trying to think of something else, but nothing popped out besides Noho Gym. And I was like, okay, we got to stick there.
I love it. So it's simple. It's clear. It looks good on all your merch, which I need to pick up some merch, by the way. I'm going to pick up
Everyone who talks about it is like, they're like, well, what if you open up in Santa Monica? What if you, and I'm like, you know what? Noho is just so short that I don't even think people who go to Noho like really understand it's North Hollywood. It's just like a nickname, Noho. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But it's stuck.
It can go global. I support it. Okay.
Thank you.
Here's my final question. I think what you're doing is terrific. I love when I go there and the way it feels and the Pride Fest and all of it. Describe for me a moment or maybe a few moments where you're really able to appreciate what you've created, where you're like, oh yes, this feels really good. What are those moments where you feel like, oh, this was all worth it. My vision has come to life. This was what I was going for.
My husband laughs at me because I have two of those moments. And it's when I'm washing towels.
Oh, I love it. That's right.
I'm refilling the water bottles that are in the gym. And it's so strange. It's so strange because every morning, I mean, I'm working more than 12 hours a day, but like I feel like I love it. So it doesn't.
It's yours. So it doesn't feel like you're working for someone else.
When I go home and I just like put the towels to wash and then I'm washing them myself and I actually I fold them a certain way. I'll fold them in half and then I'll roll them up. So it says be fearless on the towel. And it's so important to me that all the towels I've become more OCD with it. Right. And it's been I want to make sure they're neat. I want to make sure that like the gym looks neat. And I take so much pride in my towels that it's crazy because it's something so simple that you're like, really, laundry? And yes, I hate to do laundry and I won't do my own laundry in my house, but the towels will always be done every other day. And I refill the water bottles, those jugs. Yeah. I refuse to pay for Sparklet's delivery or any other delivery system because it's anywhere from $8 to $16 per bottle.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to just go fill up. So I put them all in my car and I fill up 20 bottles at once. And I come back and I have like the 20 bottles. I store them so that way they're far away. But I also refuse to have a water hose come from the faucet. Faucet into the system because our only water faucet system is with the restroom. Mm-hmm. And I get it. It goes through like filters. It's toilet water is cleaner water. Whatever. I don't believe it. So I just feel like, you know what? I feel like we could pay for purified water and it comes out when I do it myself, it comes out to $2.75 per bottle. And that's as much as like a 16-ounce water bottle. Yeah. So, I mean, I enjoy doing it. I will do it once a month. I'll be happy with it and leave me alone, Leo, wherever you are. Yeah.
Give me my water and my towels.
Exactly. Yeah. Those are the things that bring me the most pride.
I love it. That's hilarious. I love it. You're a delight. I know you have a client coming up, so I will see you in the gym soon. And everyone should check out Noho Gym. Even if you're not in LA, follow them on Instagram.
Thank you so much,
You're
Dennis.
welcome. Thank you. Thanks again to JP Batista. Check out his website, Noho Gym, and also the Instagram, The Noho Gym, to find out more about what he's up to. All right, so this happened. I went and saw Spider-Man, The New Hope, or The New Day. A New Day has dawned. Speaking of which, Celine Dion had an album called A New Day, and I remember this very vividly. When it came out, she had just had the kid, and I thought, oh, this cover art's going to be all about that kid, because she had a kid, Renee Charles, or whatever, and she was all about it. And then I opened the album, and there was no kid, or no mention of the kid. And then I opened the centerfold part, and there was just a giant collage of all the kid photos. So my instincts were right about Celine and her new day. But anyway, Spider-Man had a new day too. I like the Spider movies more than most of the superhero movies. It had a little heart. I was into it. I had some snacks. Yeah, Tom Holland looks so cute in that outfit, man. That little spider outfit running around in those tights. It's so good. Zendaya is in every movie, and she's good in all of them. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. It's the dog days of summer, as they say. But I enjoyed a little time in the air conditioning. I'm going to see The Odyssey in a few weeks. I still haven't seen it. One of my coworkers and I are like, we want to do this right. So we got tickets to see it in 70 millimeter at the Chinese Theater in a little bit. So that'll be fun. All right, that's enough for this week. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to give a shout out to Oscar Rosario for mixing my episodes. My theme music is by Mark Daniels, replacement music. Catch you next time on Dennis Anyone. Bye.